Hey, welcome back to another video. So we're back with another sketchbook tour. This sketchbook I finished in 10 days, which is amazing. This is what I was doing. There's a bit of a gap in my videos between my art books video and my sketchbook tour part 4, the one for my big chunky sketchbook, which I have over here. I'll show it for 1 second. This guy, I finished this guy. This took me a year to finish. I did the last part of this video and it should be up by now, but it took me so long because I was doing this. I finished this whole thing in 10 days. There's 40 pages. I know it says 20, but like 40 double-sided. Just, yeah, it kind of sucked the life out of me a little. So I'm spending like all of my spare time doing this. So I didn't really have time to edit the other one, but now that I'm done, gonna edit that video. It should be up by now, so you should check it out. You should check out that one. That's been my personality for like the past year on my channel. So this was unintentional. It happened because I got a bit of like, it was closer to one of the end pages where I spilled a bit of paint, and then I realized that the paint was like, it got on my hands, and then I touched the cover and it got on the cover, and it was just like a mess. So that's where that came from. And yeah, this was from April 22nd, 2024 to May 1st, 2024. So that's 10 days in between. It would be, because there's 40 pages, it would be approximately 4 pages every day. It wasn't really like that. I started at the beginning like pretty strong. So I kind of just went for something that I'm more familiar with, like surreal architecture is kind of like my thing. And yeah, I did like a little snazzy border. So it's just kind of like something that I know that I can execute pretty well to kind of just give me the confidence at the beginning. So yeah, micron, Tombow marker, pencil crayon, mixed media, it's my thing. And then we move into, this is still the first day. This, my sister said, looks like one of the Google animations. It does look weirdly smooth because I don't usually do things that are this smooth. I kind of like rough and textured stuff. But yeah, this is with the Artix acrylic markers. So I kind of just blocked in the shapes that way and went over it with some colored pencil. But yeah, I was going for something like smoother and more refined. This page, I went back multiple times, like just when I was bored while doing this, I would just go back and sort of just scribble something extra on it. So it didn't really look like this the first day that it was finished, but it looks like this now. Yeah, it's a bunch of layers of stuff. This is a character. This was the first sketch I did on a scrap piece of paper, and then I did this character. This is also on a separate piece of paper. That's, you could probably see like the bad gluing job here. And it's like this whole piece of it, that's one long piece of paper. I just sort of blended it in together, and then this is a separate piece of paper on top. This sketchbook does not handle collage well at all. Like this was morphed for so long, like it was just fully wiggly, like it was so hard to actually do stuff on the other side. So if you get this sketchbook, I don't know. I don't really recommend it for mixed media either, because a lot of these pages warped just from marker. You'll probably see it more later. I kind of just had it squished under like books whenever I wasn't using it, so it's like a bit flatter, but before it was just completely like morphed. Okay, moving on. Yeah, this page is still like a bit weird. It just like, this just like wouldn't glue properly, so I wouldn't do any big sheets like that. This, it seems to handle well like small pieces of collage. This double spread is cake. I like dessert. So yeah, double spread. I did this side first, this specific like slice, and then I was like, okay, I don't really like this sort of coloring style, and then I sort of did this, and I was like, oh, okay, this is like the coloring style that like suits the subject best. Like comparing like this to this, like the frostings is specifically, like you could probably see that. So yeah, I kind of just like drawing something over and over again until you sort of just get it right. And yeah, just some random lyrics there and some of these sticky note guys, because they're just so cute. They're just like little doodles. Okay. These were like an unofficial double spread, because they're like 2 spreads that are sort of correlated, but they don't actually meld. This is my first like double spread where it melds into each other. This sketchbook is better for this than my other sketchbook. So I kind of just took the opportunity and started to do a lot of these double spreads. But overall pretty fun, just sort of an assortment of random stuff like plants, these guys from before, but I sort of just made them like bigger. I was gonna say emojis, but I don't know. What's a different word for that? That's not associated with Apple and capitalism. The supplies that I usually use: Tombow marker, pencil crayons, the Artex acrylic markers, Poscas, and yeah, that's usually like those are like the recurring themes here. And oh, this was a pen that my friend gave me. I will find it. It's so good. I don't know if this is the brand, the YH. Oh, that is not focused at all. Hello. Okay. The YHABC. I don't know if you could read what the label says. Tell me. Like, it's fine, but it's also inky. Like, it has a bit of like an inkier tip. So if you hold like your stroke for a bit longer, then it would the ink just kind of starts to pool, and it creates like such a cool effect. You probably won't see it as good here, but I do use that specific ink pen in a lot of, you know, the spreads to come, so maybe you'll see it more there. But yeah, it's just sort of like this character. I don't know, it's funny because it's like, where are they looking, where are they going, why are they standing like that? Also, they're not actually holding anything. So many questions, so little answers. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought of the composition and I just thought it would be cool. And I was also thinking, because like one of my dreams is to make like a graphic novel or like a comic or whatever. I'm saying or whatever, like it's like not something I'm extremely passionate about, but yeah. So, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of have to practice if I want to do that someday. Like, I'm kind of just like, yeah, I'll wait until I'm better at like graphic novels and comics and that sort of like art, until I'm better at like paneling and drawing characters and stuff. But I'm also like, if I don't practice, then how am I gonna get better? You know? Like 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 here. This is the same pen. I did this and then I was like, oh my god, I am obsessed. I think I'm obsessed. I think it's safe to say I'm obsessed. So this is the first sketch that I did. Yeah, someone told me that it kind of looked like some sort of science laboratory. I don't know. I kind of wanted it to just kind of be like confusing perspectives, like the staircase that just goes to nowhere, like the infinite staircase idea. But it's just kind of like, it just doesn't make sense on any perspective level. Like, this is like more three-dimensional, but then this stair is way too big to just lead there. You know, like the stair is way too big to connect there. So how big are the stairs? How big is the building? This side is like flat, but then this has a bit more dimension. And I did leave some of the undersketch of this because I like how it looks. I don't like pure line art. In my own art, I'm not saying in general, but usually. So this is the beginning of day 3. And I just sort of did, how do I explain this? How do I introduce this? Sort of just like a surreal tree thing and a suggestion of a plant. So that's what that is. Yeah, and then just some like lyrics here. I don't know, I like to just like mess around with shapes and colors that I'm interested in. It's not always just like a representational element that I'm interested in, if that makes sense. And this was making a product that kind of just like don't really exist. So this would be like, I don't know, an energy drink or something. This would also be a different sort of drink that says saltine, so I'm guessing some sort of cracker, even though it looks like it is radioactive. I feel like this to this, like this is glowing. Like this is really just glowing. And I don't know how that happened. It just sort of happened. This is the same thing as before, sort of like this. Just playing around with like, I like doing landscapes and stuff. Sort of just like surreal, yeah, surreal landscapes. Literally what I just said 3 seconds ago. And yeah, that's just this. And with the same marker, fine tip pen as before, because I like it so much. Yeah, I started out with some characters. They're not actually green. They're just green to pop them off from the background. I didn't realize that that would be a misunderstanding until I showed my sister and she was like, why are they aliens? And I was like, okay. So yeah, I needed a color that would not smudge the pencil, and also would not cover up the pencil. So something that's not too dark, something that's not too light, because like a yellow would have just like smudged everything and just become like a weird gray. So this was like the perfect color for this. And yeah, I sort of just wrote little notes on each of their outfits and designs. I'll just read the first lines from each. So this one says small, angry. This one is Fashion Queen, Trash Gremlin, a little bit stupid, and has killed before, will kill again. So I think that's a good summary for everyone here. Yeah, they're not really like correlated by size and scale. Like the scale is definitely not the same between all of the characters. Like this character definitely looks shorter, but is also in comparison to this character like way too big. And then this is just like an abstract pattern because I wanted to, and no one can stop me. Yeah, just Tombow, Artix acrylic marker, colored pencil, all that jazz. And this is another double spread. Yeah, so I did these two just like really horizontal landscapes because I don't know, I was just scrolling Pinterest and I saw someone format a page like this and I was like, oh, that is actually really insanely smart. I think that's all I have to say about these, just surreal landscapes. These are some sketches of the shapes that I drew in here. It's giving sort of like desert-ish. Yeah, I'm obsessed with these like dome buildings also. They're just, I don't know, they just occupy my mind constantly. The domes. And yeah, another double spread. Same thing as before. I was like, wait a second. The subject doesn't need to fit into only one page, you know? Like, I feel like this, it's still like, this is on one page, you know? It's on one side. And even this, I was like very scared to like draw something in between. But for this, I straight up just drew it in the middle. I was like, yeah. We're going for it now, because I realized that, I don't know, especially when you have a lot of pages, like doing double spread saves you time because you don't need to think of individual subject matter for each page. So it is kind of thinking about efficiency, how much time you have that day, because it's not like I'm just free every day doing nothing. Like I do have work to do. Like I'm not in school anymore, but I do have work. So yeah, it's just kind of managing what days I have to have other things to do and how much time I can allocate to this, like, per day. These are some lyrics that I just, like, wrote down there because, I don't know, it looks like, I like the aesthetic of words. Does that make sense? Like, I like the look of text. I don't really like it when people try to read the stuff in my sketchbook out loud because then it makes me very self-conscious. I don't know why I'm scared to, like things, you know? Why am I scared to like things? Like, I feel... Like, even sharing songs I like, I'm like, wow, this is really just a cross-section of me as a human being. Like, you know way too much about me. Thoughts? Feelings? But yeah, I feel like I've talked so much about literally nothing. But yeah, I did these sort of like stamp-esque designs with like a more simple line art to sort of complement this side of the page. This is colored pencil just scratched on with, you know, like 3 layers of marker probably. Like there's the blue, the purple, the yellow. I think I went over it with like a greenish. This is like a little orange, like swoosh. I like these colors. I feel like I've been doing a lot of vibrant colors before, but I'm kind of trending like just to, I guess, diversify my skills more, because I feel like before I relied heavily on like contrasts of just pure like vibrant color to make up for my lack of understanding and like value and tone. So I'm trying to remedy that and practice more like muted color schemes. These two are landscape sketches because I had this idea for like postcards to places that don't exist, and it could be like an art book or like a print pack or something like that. And I just thought it would be cool, but it's also really, really, really funny when you think about the thing that, you know, triggered that idea in my brain was basically this drawing, which is essentially a drawing of a containment center. And yeah, a colored pencil. I really like the clouds in this. I feel like the clouds are like probably the most successful part of this spread here. I like this. I like the flatness of it versus the background. Could be touched up more. Yeah, this is acrylic marker. I really like the sort of rough brush strokes. I realized that the Artix markers aren't as thick as the Poscas. Maybe it's because I think Poscas are oil-based compared to Artix, which are water-based. If I'm wrong, do correct me. But yeah. So I think the Artix acrylic markers have like a different lighter consistency, whereas Posca has like a definitely like deeper, more opaque consistency. So I don't tend to, when I want to like blend, I use Tombow markers and I use like the Artix acrylic markers because those just sort of they're both water-based, so they both just kind of go, whereas Posca's like oil-based, so it's kind of like I'm scared to, like I still layer with it, but it just has like its own presence, like it doesn't really melt into everything else, which is good and bad. Like everything has its pros and cons, obviously. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm using there. And then I did a different landscape to complement this one because I was like, I like this sort of spread design, so I did this section. It's like a little abandoned lighthouse. I think it's cute, and it's like, I don't know, I really like this sort of section, like how it just sweeps over, and I like this. I like how it kind of just folds, like it's made out of like, I don't know, like it's in motion, like it kind of looks like a wave, but it's like the ground at the same time. I don't know, my sister really likes this one, so. And then these are ladybugs. I was just scrolling through Pinterest and then I saw this photo of like 7,000 ladybugs and I was like, okay, great. So that's what I'm drawing. So I drew these ladybugs and I was like, ladybugs make me think of like picnics for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's draw like a picnic blanket. Didn't really work out that way. I sort of just started blocking it in and then I was like, you know what? This is like a nice grid. Like how about we use like this grid system? And then I sort of just started doing that there. So on and so forth. And then here's a worm because really. I added these like spots to it because I drew it at first, did not add the spots, and then I was like, why does it look wrong? And I was like, these have spots, so I feel like the bottom isn't as spotty as the top. And then here I just drew like a big ladybug, same like grid sort of system as before, and then like a leaf, but the inside where the veins are kind of just makes it look like a tree inside. Yeah. And then this is another double spread. I just brought in the same pen as before. I just love it so much. And so I just kind of like used it here. Make like this surreal double spread. Yeah, it's just sort of a staircase that like really just goes to nowhere. And then like columns, but then there's like these squiggly shapes. I think this is really interesting, like what's happening here where everything intersects. I just wanted it to look like some sort of like surreal, like black and white spread. And then obviously I need to add some sort of splash of color because who would I be otherwise? And then this happened very late at night and I think you can tell that it just became a mess. This was contained, like things were going as planned, I would say. It's very, very, very clean, especially compared to this. And then yeah, I started doing this page and I don't know, I guess I was just tired. Like I was doing this heart and I was like, yeah, it could be like a heart and all of the like valves or whatever, it all just comes back into each other and it just became a mess, and just layering just did not work and some stuff did not work. And I think it still looks pretty cool, it's just like not, it's just gotten a bit muddy and a bit out of control. I like this a lot. I think this is like a really cool meter, I might bring that back. And then the text is diagnosis closed circuit, which is really funny because a closed circuit is a good thing. Like, you know what an open circuit is? It's like what insects have. It's like where your heart just, like you don't have like veins and arteries and stuff. Like your heart just opens up and it basks, like the blood just like basks over all of your internal organs and then it goes back into the heart, and that's basically like an open circuit system. This is a closed circuit system, which is a good thing, but I like how this is phrased like it's like it is a bad thing. So I don't know. I just found that funny, okay? I wrote this late at night and I was like, yeah, closed circuit, that sounds like such a bad thing. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, wait, I know what a closed circuit is, and I know that it is definitely like the most efficient sort of circulatory system that you could have for like a being of our size. That is way too much information. I'm so energetic. I had like 2 cups of coffee and that usually does not affect me. I feel like caffeine kind of just goes through me, but I don't know. I'm feeling like I don't know, twitchy? No, I feel like that has some sort of other connotation that I don't want to be associated with. Anyway, I woke up in the morning and I was like, okay, I looked at this mess and I was like, oh no. So this is me sort of trying to recreate that sort of idea of all the valves just like going back into themselves. And it is kind of funny because if that happens, then like you literally, like this would be the organism at this point. Like you can't, like there's no body, like it's just a heart that sustains itself. So I think that's the idea that I was going for before, but it just like didn't, yeah, things didn't do, yeah. Quote me on that. Things didn't do. A different try, different take, different energy in general, different aesthetic. And then like a dark marker in the background. I bought a new black marker after my last, if you watched my last sketchbook tour, I talk about how my black marker sacrificed itself for the greater good. It died. I was using it so much. I bought a new one, used it here. And then we are almost close to done. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what to draw. I went back to some of my old art, and I found like these, I say old art, like my art, my page, my Insta. You should check it out. But yeah, I found these that I did like in a painting like a couple months ago, and I was like, hey, I like these sort of like statue rock things, so let's do that. So I brought them back. I brought back these sort of like arches of surreal architecture motif. And yeah, some squiggly guys, I don't know, just some abstract shapes to fill it in. I just wanted it to look kind of like, I don't know, like cut and like connected, but like disconnected, and I don't know. That was it's hard to explain because it's hard to understand. Yeah, these are just some lyrics also. I just kind of wanted to write something down. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. And I was like, okay, so I like these guys. I want to explore them more, so I drew more different designs, different designs for the same sort of idea of like these statue creatures. There's like a cat here on the desk. Hopefully that wasn't in frame the whole time. Just shapes, just chilling. So I did those. And I did them in the same sort of like green way that I did like the characters like at the beginning of this sketchbook. And then I drew these like in grid systems as little portraits because I just thought it would be so cute. And it is so cute. Like this one looks like a cow and I love it. And yeah, I just wrote class of 2024 because I don't know. It was funny at the time. It was. So yeah, last day I was like, fuck. What am I gonna do? I have 7 pages, including this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm like a day. I'm like 7 pages. So I did this page. Same sort of motif as this. I like how I find one motif and I just kind of go for it. So this is the same sort of idea. Yeah, did a little arc, colored pencil. Don't really have much to say about this. This is a different sort of take than what I usually do. It's a bit like scratchier and like rougher. Like I would hold like this isn't a colored pencil, but I would hold the colored pencil from here, like from so far down, and you would just like press and you would just draw that way. And it like relinquishes a lot of control. So that's what I did for the colored pencil portions, and that's why they look like that. Yeah, just wanted sort of a different vibe. And then this was acrylic paint pen, some of it's Tombow, some of it's colored pencil. Yeah. This is really, really cute. Probably one of like my favorites. I don't know. It's just so like adorable and I love it. This is sort of a repeat of this, but it looks a lot better for sure. Like I definitely fixed things. This is why I kind of like going back and trying to draw the same thing like a bit later down the line. Really, this is only like 6 days or so after this, but or no, like 9 days after that. Yeah, you can see the difference, and I do really like this more. It has a bit of like a softer, not really concerning the color scheme, but more concerning like the technique and like how it's been executed. I just think is really, really cool. And I think I've discovered things while I was doing this. I was like, oh, I'm actively discovering like new techniques, and I think that's really interesting. This is acrylic paint pen here for this sort of texture on the inside. I overall really like this sort of effect compared to the colored pencil. And then these are just like little cake doodles. And yeah, I love it. There's like little hearts everywhere and it's just adorable. And this is the sort of grid idea that I had when I did the ladybug page. And I brought it back there. I like how I'm showing you guys like I didn't just show you like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, this. And we brought it back because that's, yeah, I can never let anything die. Oh, this just says how to bake a cake step 1 by 1, I guess. I was trying to be aesthetic, but then I realized I don't know what to write, so I just wrote that instead. I also realized I don't have enough steps to completely write down the steps for a cake. Like, I don't have enough space to completely write down the steps. So I was like, I don't know why I got this far in the sentence and I cannot erase it. So what do I write? And that's what happened. Long story, really long story. Everything I say is a long story. I don't think I can summarize for the hell of me. And yeah, these are 2 landscapes, sort of like the ones I did before, like these ones. Different take, a bit more like paint pen in these than these the paint pen was. These the paint pen was. Yeah, that's a sentence that's completely coherent. It was just like in the ground and in the land, but now it's just majority of it is paint pen or paint pen layered on top of other elements. The dome building again because and these arcs again also just because. Yeah, I did these sort of like swatching. I find it so hard to, I don't usually do swatches because I tend to just layer. I have just a bunch of supplies that I just have out, especially for this video. I did not put away anything for like 10 days. There was just increasing amount of supplies that was just like taking over like all of my desk. And because I don't know, that's why I tended to use some of the same colors. A lot of the colored pencils tend to come back, especially like this dark blue, the greens, like, because when I take them out, I don't put them back away. I don't put them back away back. Why does that sentence sound weird? Yeah, so it's just a growing pool of art supplies, and this was a victim of that. So I usually find it hard to track down specifically which colors I use, and also because I layer. So a lot of the colors tend to change when they're actually applied. Like, you know, this is like a greenish, but there is no actual greenish used, you know. And that's the end. And then I just did this title page. It was, I think it was like midnight on the last day for this, which was a Wednesday. The 10th day, the last day I had, and I finished this like right before midnight, and I was like, I feel so accomplished. I was like, I don't know what else to draw. I also hate drawing on the last page. I don't know if you probably know this from my last video, but I was like, I don't want to do something like simple like I did in the last sketchbook, because I feel like that's cheating. Yeah, I mean, I might do this next time as like a title page too, because I also like, you know, the first page is intimidating, the last page is just completely boring. So I might start doing like little title pages. My sister said this looked like the Shrek font, which I found insanely interesting. Did you guys get this? I don't know if this is just, I don't know. Okay, this doesn't even say anything about me because I don't know why it's recommended to me, but on Pinterest there's this one like ad for like a like Lush, I think, which is like a soap store brand thing. I don't really know how to explain it. They're selling like a Shrek bath bomb, and it just like keeps on coming up on my feed. It just like, I always get that ad on when I'm on Pinterest, and it's just so, it's so bad. Like, what did they see about me that they were like, this is perfect? And it's not just a one-time occurrence, like it just keeps on happening, and I don't know what to do about it. So tell me I'm not alone. Lie to me, please. And yeah, I think that's it. That was day 10. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7 pages on day 10. I was like, I am sitting down. I am finishing this. Yeah. Like, I was drawing like all day basically. I had ideas, which was good. Like, I was like, yes, okay, double page cakes, double page landscape, sort of like I did before, end page, title page. These are miscellaneous. And yeah, so I kind of just had ideas. I just physically had to execute it. Maybe I'll do a flip through. So I feel like I talked so much, so much, but yeah, no one has stopped me. That's the thing about filming a video, is like no one like can really just tell me to shut up. So here we are. Yeah, if you like this video, check out my other sketchbook videos. I like, sketchbook is like my personality for this channel basically. Like, I just kind of like, I mostly do sketchbook related videos, so if you're interested in that, you should check out my other video, my other sketchbook, like this chonky boy. I have like 4 like sections for that, like of different like tours that I did like over different times. Well, I finished different portions. How many times can I say different? And yeah. Yeah, you should like this video. You should comment also, and you should subscribe maybe. Like, definitely. Like, what are you doing even? And you should check out my Insta too. Like, shameless promotion. But yeah. Or no, there's so much shame. There's so much shame in this promotion. Yeah, overall, I don't really recommend this sketchbook. Like, my friend gave it to me and I love her. But I probably wouldn't buy this on my own. Just because, I don't know, it isn't the best for mixed media. And I know that they texted me also saying that, like, it didn't work well with paint. So, like, they couldn't really paint it. So, yeah, mixed media seems like a no-go. It starts to like peel a lot in specific areas, like especially here, like this spot feels so dry and rough. So I don't know, it just starts to sort of fall apart. It's not really good for collage, as you can see with this. Like, this page was so wiggly, wobbly, wiggly. And there's, oh, the smudge action on this is actually insane. I cleaned it up before because I'm doing like a sketchbook tour and I'm like, I want it to look nice, but it was like, it smudges like crazy. Yeah, I don't think you can really see much of that now, but yeah. If you like this video, give it a like. You should go check out the Instagram post of this and also like it maybe if you do like it, and if you don't like it, then you should like it as well, just for the giggles, just as like a prank. Okay, yeah, like, comment, subscribe as usual, and yeah, stick around for other videos like this and other videos as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching another sketchbook tour. I don't know, this was interesting. I don't think I'll do this again anytime soon. This sort of killed me a lot, like 40 pages, 10 days. I don't know, like, if I really like wasn't doing anything else, then maybe I would do it, but it's just with all of the other responsibilities that I have, I don't feel like this was a bit too much. But yeah, I did it somehow, somewhere, and I only had to sell my soul, so that's good. Okay, bye.